Today we're gonna head to the supermarket to take a page out of Johnny Appleseed's handbook.
Apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Because today we're making hard apple cider. You know what? We've made this video before, a couple of years ago, but it did have a different theme. We were trying to imagine if we were 16 all over again, just like little rats from Superbad, and we were gonna try to make alcohol with just bread yeast. And we did. We made a 7% hard cider, and it was absolutely disgusting, but we still drank it. Oh yeah.
You got this, bro.
You got this, man. You're already like halfway there. I think it tasted okay, but the smell was all sulfury, which gives it that baby turtle farts. And obviously, if it smells bad, it's going to trigger in the brain that it just tastes bad. But we did not use any yeast nutrient. I do not use yeast nutrient every time I'm brewing beer just because grain has so much nutrients in it. You don't need it. It's kind of dead weight. But I would recommend yeast nutrient for anything else. Hard cider, hard seltzers, mead, anytime you're just using cane sugar or corn sugar or brown sugar, anything of the sort, I highly recommend using yeast nutrient. We're gonna be making 2 batches today. I wanna dry hop one of these batches, but other than that, they're gonna be the exact same. So we're not gonna be using that many hops, maybe a ½ ounce, because we're just using it for aroma. Full disclosure, I've never done this before, but I do think it's gonna turn out delicious. All right, so let's see if I think I know what I'm talking about or I'm completely full of shit. Before we get into it, what is hard cider? How is it different from beer? Let's do a little booze recap. Beer gets its sugar from grains. Wine, obviously grapes. Mead comes from honey. Honey comes from bees. Bees, I think, comes from this guy. Big shout out to Thomas J. Let's pour one out for you, Braj. Rest easy, Braj. I'll see you on the other side. But what about hard cider? Well, cider comes from apples, which means it's gluten-free. All celiacs are welcome. All aboard. And you can mix these sugars up. Honey and grain is a braggot. Cider and grain is a graph. Orange juice and King Cobra is a brass monkey. Shout out to King Cobra for making my childhood amazing. But today, we're going to focus on just hard cider. And how are we going to get our sugar today? We could pick a ton of fresh apples, put them through a press,
But I'm not going to.
or we could just buy apple juice from the store. So we're gonna do it the Craig Tube way. Shout out to Craig Tube, the Bill Brasky of the homebrewing community. Get pasteurized or unpasteurized, it doesn't matter. Commercial cider barrages are required to pasteurize their cider. Keep in mind, apple juice is just filtered cider. But a key pointer is you don't want to get apple juice with preservatives. No sulfites, sorbates, benzoates, as they will prevent the yeast from doing its job. Martinelli's is the most expensive brand so far, unless you go to a farmer's market. That stuff will cost you an arm and a dick. So I'm gonna go with the $3 half-gallon ones. And here's a tip from doing the most. If you want to be even more cost efficient, go with concentrate. Shout out to doing the most. I poured some out to check the original gravity. It was 1048, which would give us around a 5% alcohol by volume beverage. If you want to increase the ABV, add anything to it. Add any sugar to it. Table sugar, puree, brown sugar, etc. But 5%, it's good enough for me. The good thing about starting with store-bought apple juice is that we already have our sugar. It's almost like starting with extracts, so it takes a fraction of the amount of time it would take for regular brew day. No milling, no mashing, no sparging. Last time we did this, we used grocery store bread yeast, but today we're gonna go with my go-to, Voss Kvike yeast. 2 things. It's going to ferment really fast, and it can ferment at high temperatures without you having to worry about getting off flavors. We are also going to be using yeast nutrient this time around, and I'll link all of this stuff in the description below. 2 batches, 1.5 gallons each, and I'm going to use ½ an ounce of Amarillo hops, and boy, do they smell good. Woo! For those of you who watch this channel know I love this dry hopping without oxygen hack. You stick one magnet in your hop baggie and connect it to the other magnet to the inside of the lid. Other than that, these batches are the exact same. These magnets are for cooking sous vide, so you know they're good, they're food grade. And I couldn't find any small muslin bags, so I just cut the corners off a bigger bag. First rule of home brewing, the show has always got to go on. I live in San Diego. It's cold right now, but to jumpstart the Kvike yeast, you can throw it in a tub of hot water. I've also cranked up the heater in my truck before and let the fermenter sit for ½ an hour to get it going. Just make sure your car's outside. Don't be like this guy. Sinks work too, and your girlfriend and roommates won't hate you as much if you're using the sink as opposed to the bathroom. 1 day later, and my gravity is 1004. All right, here we go. First sip of alcohol in like 10 or 11 days. Still smells a little sulfury. Maybe not. Which means I have my smell back at least. It's good. Much more tart than I thought. Give it another couple days. Sulfur does go away with time. And then we're gonna keg it off. So cheers. Time to pull the magnets for this batch, and Geronimo, see the splash? So we know how it worked. I'm gonna let it sit for another day, and then it's time to keg. I'm gonna store it somewhere dark, somewhere safe, because one of the batches does have some hops in it. Next step, it's time to say grace. All right, it's 3 days later, and nobody needs a beer more than me right now, or I'm not sick anymore. You know what? I am sick. I'm sick of being bored, I'm sick of being sober, but here we go. I cleaned up everything. I took apart my kegs, I took apart the shanks, I took apart the faucets, I took apart the beer posts, I put on clean beer line. I cleaned both the dip tubes, I put on new gasket. Nobody on planet Earth is more ready to drink beer than me right now. Or cider. We made cider. So here we go. Really quick, I purged both of the tanks a ton of times. 2 quick little tips to get rid of sulfur. Just give it time, but if you don't have patience like me, just purge it a bunch and you'll purge it out. All right, so this is the dry hopped one, and they both smell amazing. The aroma is noticeable. They're both low in carbonation. The dry hop one smells amazing. I mean, we're pretty much just using it for aroma. It smells delicious. There is no sulfur at all. God, that's good. That's really good. That is really good. I'm not just saying this because it's my YouTube video. I have nothing to gain or win by hyping up my libations. I don't have a tasting room. Not yet. Here's the one that I did not dry hop. Here's the one that you're probably gonna make. It's good. It's tart because you start with sugar, but then you turn the sugar into alcohol, so what's left? Just the tartness. It's not overly tart, but it's tart. It's got like a champagne vibe to it. And champagne vibes are brage. You know, if I could put, both are good. Both are good. Both are really good. If you want it dry hopped, it tastes a little tea-ish. Getting some notes of tea. But nonetheless, it tastes like victory. They both taste exactly like how I played it out in my head. And that's good, because not all batches are like this. 5% for both. This is light years better than the first time around we tried to make it. Little yeast nutrient, little better yeast, and we have a product that I would sell if I had a tasting room. So that's it, guys. We've been gone for a couple weeks, but we're back. If you like this content, stay tuned. Vulcan nerve pinch that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the live stream. Cheers to eating good and drinking good.